Mm. Mic check one, mic check two. Mic check one, mic check two. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Mic check one, mic check two. Check one, mic check two. Mic check one, mic check two. Oh, okay, okay. All right, good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, May the 14th, 2025. This morning we had PPI. Sorry, I'm running a little bit behind. We're gonna have to jump right into it. It's already 9:30. Had the craziest night and the craziest morning. And it's just been a real struggle for me lately because I am hunting these trades down. I'm stalking them. And honestly, I am having the darndest time trying to stay in any trade any day. And okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, where are we? What are we doing? Hello. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. How are we? All right, let's get to the chart. Let's get to the chart. And what I was saying was is I'm having the hardest time because I'm stalking trades to particular directions, and I'm getting involved, and they're carrying me so far, and time again, they're turning it right around on me, and they're coming back and they're stopping me out, and it's not like I'm not, aware of where I am in price or in time. However, it's just a lot of misrepresentation of price. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that I'm seeing, and I'm saying, "Oh yes, this is good. This is top, blah 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 blah." Okay, so in the last 2 days, I went up $3,000 in my funded account. My not funded, sorry, in my prop firm account. $3,500, I think. And then in 2 days, the account is gone, and it's like straight up, straight down. The amounts that I made on day one and day two are the same amounts I lost on day three and four. And that's crazy to me. That's crazy. Mm. This morning we had PPI news. This morning we had PPI. And for everybody who doesn't know what PPI is, PPI month over month, it says it's supposed to come out 8:30. I don't know what that means. 8:30 when? 8:30 EM EST, we just passed that. PPI is a U.S. factory gate. What does that mean? U.S. factory gate prices unexpectedly decreased 0.4% month over month in March 2025. First decline in PPI since October 2023, following a 0.1% rise. Look at the market run. In February, in February, compared to forecast of 0.3% increase. Prices of goods went down 0.9%, also the biggest drop since October 2023, mainly due to an 11% plunge in gasoline. Prices were also lower for chicken, eggs, beef, and veal. Fresh and dry vegetables, diesel fuel, jet fuel also moved lower. Also, services costs dropped 0.2%, the largest decline since July of 2024, led by a 1.3% drop in machinery and vehicle wholesaling. Cost for airline passenger services semicolon. Food retailing, semicolon, apparel, jewelry, footwear, and accessories. What is accessories retailing? Automobiles retailing, partial, and guest room rental also moved lower. Meanwhile, core producer prices edged 0.1% below forecast of a 0.3% rise. Year over year, producer prices increased. Producer prices increased 2.7%, the least in 6 months, compared to forecast 3.3%. Annual core rate also slowed 3.3% from 3.5%. It's the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay. Okay. This is what we saw this morning. All right, this morning we saw as London session. You, you, do. Let's bring this up just a little bit higher to just about right there. London session, let's say Asian session, London session, London session. The Asian session was pretty quiet and flat. There wasn't really much range. It was pretty much pretty quiet and flat. Then, as the Asian session closed at midnight, price began to rise. London session took out the high of the previous day. We turned over, dropped all the way back in. We took out Asian session high and the Asian session low. After we left the Asian session low, we bounced in the discount for London session, moved above the consequent encroachment of London session. We dropped out of it. Then we rallied, taking out the high of the London session. Starting this morning, where price drops back below the high of London session, rallying higher on the second run above London session, and then running all the way back in, but just shy of the consequent encroachment or the 50% level of the London session. The this pre-market run never did address the Asian session high. We never got that low. Then from that point, we had the rally off of PPI number. I guess it came out. I haven't seen it. That's the weird thing. The time says it should be at 8:30. Retail sales month on the month should have come out by now too. After this rally here, we took out the pre-market high. Could take this, pull this across. We're on the 1 minute chart. Mm-hmm. Took a quick short right here. 15-second chart, and immediately was stopped out. Fifteen-second chart looks like a 1 minute candle to me compared to pre-market data. Opening range volatility. I really should not be here doing this. I should really go to the sideline and really watch to see how price is really going to develop. And I'm trading on the 15-second chart as price ran the pre-market highs and turned over and then dropped back in. Excuse me. Hmm. Okay, now all I really can do is sit here and watch as price kind of comes back in. Watching these prior imbalances that offered us support Seeing now whether or not they offer us resistance. I looked away for a split second and then price plunged. We're back below London session high. That has my attention. London session high could serve as an area for support, sending price higher. Just looking for the reaction here at London session high. We rallied above it multiple times. What I would love to see right now is price just cut right through the London session high to continue lower. Okay. It is at 9:42 a.m. Well, yeah, Eastern, EST, 8:30 my time. I do not believe that this is correct. I'm on the wrong one because it says no data, no data, no data. But I am streaming live, but I am right chat. Select stream this one. There we go. All right, so we popped back up. Did it stop me out? Yeah. I looked away for a split second. It pops right back up, turns over, comes right back in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. That's exactly what I expected 2 seconds ago. I expected us to pull away at that point. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Well, I guess that's going to be it for us for today. I'm trading this thing aggressively and I'm trading it tight. When I get involved, it just comes for me. And that's been what's been happening. So today, if when you guys trade today, be careful because when you put on your entry, it seems as if it's you have to really give it some fees. Look at that. That's what I was targeting. And this is what's happened to me all day today. Every time I found myself in a decent position, either my stop loss was too tight or whatever, but it just came against me over and over and over and over. And let's see here. It popped up right here a little bit. 21 seconds there. 20 seconds left in this 5 minute candle. Let's see what happens here. And I think today might be a real quick stream. I'm a little bit animated in the way that I'm feeling about the market right now because um man, I really am taking it personal. Really am taking it personal lately. Here's a new 5 minute candle. Let's see if this 5 minute candles gives us anything to the upside. Nothing? No, we just tap off that prior hour high and then drop. And then if I it then ooh, self-talk. Self-talk. Get your self-talk right. Okay. And this is one of those things I talked about before, which was the struggle, the struggle of there's a lot of crap on my chart. I know what everything is. This is London session high. That orange line was the level that I wanted to get short at. I just deleted that. That's where I wanted to get short. The small little imbalance is where I wanted to get short. Right spot, right bias, right, measuring to the high of the prior up close candle, and I'm doing all that kind of stuff. It's just that I am also not taking into consideration the volatility. But this is the move that I tried to catch. From here down, took several trades trying to catch it. But if you look at a lot of my streams, that's when my account suffers the most damage. When I'm on the right side of a trade and I know that the market is going a particular direction and know that we've run significant levels, then I again attempt to get on side with it, and I struggle just to get on side with a trade that I'm saying, oh, okay, we're going to trade from here and we're going to trade down. But it's just ah, it's not really self-pity. It's more just frustration at not being able to mature fast enough to see what I'm doing, right? I'm not maturing fast enough to see what I'm doing. And what I mean by that is, come on, baby. What is it? What is it we're doing? Up and up. I don't trust getting short right here, even after we've come all the way down here. I would hold from here to here and be happy to hold on to the trade. But to think that these two up close candles here, as we turn over inside this imbalance, would help us or hold us for the day, I have to go against my own gut instinct here. I have to go against my gut, and my gut is saying, wait 13 seconds. Yeah, my gut is saying, wait 13 seconds. All right, that was 13 seconds passed by. I would have been short here. No, I would have been short here. But what I want is I want a run back up on any time frame to allow me to get in. And look, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. Yes, yes. Okay, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. This is crazy. I don't care. Watch this. I don't. What? Look. We drop down into this imbalance. Let's watch and see what reaction we have here first. Ah, I am emotionally disconnected from the outcomes of my trades. It's not the outcomes. It's not the outcome. It's not. It's look to me. It's not the outcome. It's when I am depending on me to take the trade, and I say, "Wait 2 seconds," and that was when I should have taken the trade. Right? It's not like the market itself or the outcome. It's not the money itself. Look, I'm not even thinking about that. Right now, what I'm thinking about is how crazy it is for me to try to get short through this range. And every time I get short, I get stopped out. And now it just dumps. It just dumps. But are you upset because you didn't make the money? No, I'm upset because I'm experiencing this over and over. Where when I first started trading, I couldn't see a fair value gap. I didn't know what an order block was. I had no idea what anything was. Then all of a sudden, I have a little inkling of an idea of what it is. But then, like, oh, you figured it out? Great. Great. You know what those are? Great. Okay. Uh, are you measuring the wicks? Are you measuring the distance between 2 weeks 3 weeks ago? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I see here. I see what the problem is. I see the problem. The problem is me. The problem is me. And that's the most frustrating thing about the whole thing. The problem is me. If I put my stop loss in a spot where price runs directly to it and hits it and it stops me out, Crazy thing is it wasn't the market. I'm the one who put my stop loss right there. I chose the right spot that price was going to go to. That's the part that's the of it all. And people are like, well, disconnect yourself. Disconnect yourself from the outcome. When you can trade like a robot, then you will become successful. When the outcomes of your trades are no longer your focus and it's only the process, then you'll start to truly see that you are the problem all along. All along. Did you drop down here, market, to reverse at this spot? When on one day you continued in the same direction with reversing? Ah, okay, okay. Hey, it's okay, guys. It's okay. It's okay. And then today it looks like because of all of the movement that we had, that we're just going to have consolidation. And that's a thing too. We could just have a wide opening range and then consolidate for the rest of the day. Because one thing that I see on the 15-minute chart is that we're starting to have overlapping wicks on the 15-minute, right? We're at the highs, right? We're at the highs. We ran some old high levels. We did some stuff like that, and then let's see, pop up business imbalance. So we ran some old high levels, and once we do that, then the hourly candles seem to consolidate sometimes, which gives us a long range of 15-minute candles. And that long range of 15-minute candles plays out kind of like this. So we drop down in, we pop up. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So some days it's you get in the market and you're in for a couple of seconds and you get out. Some days you get into the market and boom, 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 ba boom, boom, ba boom, boom. You can tell by the speed of my trades that I am motivated. This- And then at the same time, yesterday I had an opportunity to get into the trade of the day. A trade that to me that would have been like my trade of the day. And when it came time to enter the trade, I hesitated and then I kind of just looked at the chart and I didn't do anything. I just looked at it like, I think this is it, right? When that happened, I watched the candle melt down the screen and it just kept going and kept going and kept going. Now this is the area where I want to say, I'm wondering, and we're going to keep going, keep going, keep going. Like, what are you going to do here? Like, really, what are you going to do? And it kept going and it kept going, and I had the worst feeling a trader could ever feel. And that feeling is when you depend on yourself to pull the trigger, right? You depend on yourself to pull the trigger, and you just sit there and you just watch. You know the cliche cop show, right? Where the cop has PTSD because his partner, he let his partner goes down in the line of duty. And he was right there and he could have done something, right? That is a crazy thing because now you're not yelling at anybody else. You're yelling at yourself. And there's a down close candle on the 15-minute chart to the left. And we just bounced into this thing multiple times. And I think it's going to take us out here if we don't go down through it. Like if we don't go down through it now, it's going to send us higher. Um, mm, what does $400 do for us? $400 brings us close to being down only a lot of money. Mm. And again, My goal, and if there's any goal that traders, have, some people have financial goals. Some people have risk to reward goals, like they want to be 22R at the end of the week or whatever. And I think all of that's great. Only really have one goal. I really have one goal. My one goal is when the market goes in a trend, on a trending day, trending in one direction. And yesterday was a prime example of what I want and what I like to target. Excuse me. And what I really want to target is when the market is trending and is going in one direction, I want to be a part of that trade in that day. And it's to me, it's like a dream. It's like a dream. If and it's ridiculous because oh no, trainers making money. Yeah, hey, let me tell you about my dream. My dream is to be in the trending market that is heading one direction. And when that market structure shift occurs, I want to be in the trade, right? So you see where I am in the trade right here? At these lows where price is questioning itself and is moving back and forth and is doing this sort of thing. This is the opposite of where I really want to be, unless at the end of the day, I'm in the top 10 percentile of the overall move. Then, yes, this is exactly where I was trying to be. However, you saw the entry I was trying to get. As we came back down below this high, I wanted to be in this trade. When we came down below, now let me zoom in a little bit, and I might get stopped out while I'm talking, and that's fine because I prefer that. I don't really like to sit and watch, myself get stopped out. If it happens, it happens. I have a protective stop in place. If I took some off right now, it would probably help my P&L. But however, again, if I'm in the point of the day, look at this imbalance right here, and you're like saying, "Well, Grady, you see this imbalance?" I don't trust imbalances to stop price and send price anywhere. I really don't. Because I'll sit here and look at this gap and I'll be, oh man, I'm in that gap and I'm buying and buying and buying. And then I'll show you. And then this is what I'll see in the next 10 minutes. Oh, we went down to the middle. We touched the top of the middle of the gap. Then we dropped down. Then we traded up to it. And then we moved down from that point forward. Here we come. Here we go. Here we go. This is London session high. Sorry. Ooh, Asian high. Asian session high. This is the Asian session low. Now, after we dropped down below the London session high and we ran back up, I tried to get short there, remember? Then we hit the Asian session high and it turns over and pops back up. What is the difference here? The difference here is no difference. No difference. All of that beautiful range that it gave us from here down here, $500 from here all the way down even into below the Asian session high. All of that was just a sweep to get into that range. Just a sweep. Now that is what I've been experiencing in my personal. I was able to get into that trade, right? It took me a few chances to get in, but I was able to get in. Then it turns around, pops up, turns right back around, pops up and stops me. Tragedy. Tragedy. Oh boy. Right. So this is what I mean by trading entertainment, right? There's a lot of things there are a lot of things that we're going to attempt to do when we're trading. A lot of good behaviors, a lot of bad behaviors. I like to vocalize mine out loud on the internet. Yep. Because if it doesn't help me, it might help somebody else. Or someone else is saying, "Yep, I don't want to be like this dude. This dude has lost it." Or you'll say, "Oh, see what he's doing. He's only like a few things off from where he should where from that particular trade that he was looking for." Like there, when we hit consequent encroachment of that pre-market level that I had already marked out for no reason at all. And I'm not quite sure what this level is again, but it was a gap or something. And I pulled it forward. It had to be a wick. It had to be like a wick or something on a higher time frame. And I grabbed that wick and I pulled the wick forward. No, no, no. It was a breaker, I think. I was trading a breaker earlier in the pre-market and I pulled it forward. Interesting. Square one, guys. Here we go, square one. All the pre-market levels. I know we're utilizing them now, but if I don't trust it, right? If I don't have trust in it, then it's not gonna help. I know we're utilizing it, I know we're trading, but if I'm not trusting it, then it's not gonna help, is it? We ran to that high and then we turned over and dropped right back down. I don't want to be a scalper all my life, but it seems like I'm gonna turn out to be a scalper. I don't want to be one, but it turns out I might just be one. That might just be my talent. Can catch these $300 moves as they just drop down 300. I just take it and just be like, woo, woo, woo. Mm. I was looking at this level, thinking to myself, oh, yeah, that could be a market structure shift. Or we just ran this high out just to go up into this level to turn over and drop down. I don't, from all of the movement that we've had above this level, and then then this move down, this drop down, we could have taken out liquidity or we used that Asian session high as liquidity. But because we hit Asian session high, why don't we just go ahead and hit Asian session low too, right? We took out the London high. We took out London high. We dropped back in. We ran the Asian session high out, right? So why don't we drop in, take out London low and Asia low, and then go higher, right? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? I think that would be great gravy and wonderful. You know what would also be cool? If the market allows me to go with us, go with it, right? If the market allows me to go with it, that would be cool. We just swept Asian high and we popped up. Oh, we popped up. Bang. Hit this imbalance. Boom. Tapped it. Consequent encroachment. Then from that point, we turned over and we moved down just a little bit. Now, let's go ahead, get back down below the Asian session high. Let's target London low. Oh no, London low is after Asian low. Let's target Asian low. Asia low, right? We ran Asia high in the pre-market. By when we created the London high. Then right at the New York Open, we ran up above London session high. Let's go ahead, tackle that Asia high, close below it, and then get down to that Asia session low. And I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm gonna say it one more time. That's the game plan that I'm calling out. Right? As a coach, don't you hate when you give a player a play and they don't run the play, right? They want to run their own play. Nobody told you to come up here and do all of this other stuff. We already ran London High. We ran liquidity out above London High. We put like 15 wicks up there. Bodies too. I mean, what are we doing? Come on. We already did that. But you want to consolidate. You want to consolidate here now. You want to consolidate. You want to consolidate. Okay. You want to consolidate. Okay. Consolidation. Consolidations are good things, They help us grow. Consolidations are good things. They help us grow. Um, yeah. If you ever trade the slow markets, pre-market or Asian session, and then you trade these markets, you're gonna see that these two things are like a night and day scenario. as far as just the range and the speed at which the price fluctuates back and forth. The range and speed is crazy. I just noticed that we just typed that closing price right there. On the lower time frame, I want to see if that means something, right? If that means something or if that's just like a little joke that it plays with me in the short-term consolidation. It looks like a short-term consolidation joke because as soon as we hit that, we turned over, we dropped back down. Okay, we have a little bit of delivery here at 10 a.m. A little bit, a little bit of delivery here at 10 a.m. Oh, you know what the worst thing I could possibly do is? Move my stop loss just below break even. Watch, this is why. This is why. Oh, as soon as I did it. I did that. Save some money. We saved some money. Did you see that? I sat there all that time in that consolidation. It dropped down, offered me $400, and then popped up. That drop down is the manipulation that I fall for every time. And it does not matter. But some people wait for that manipulation, right? Some people wait for that and they're expecting it. They're sitting there and they're watching it and they're saying, "Oh yeah, any second now, price is going to wait, wait. Is this down move the manipulation or the up move? Was the down move the manipulation or was the up move the manipulation? So you see, it flashed down, turns over, pops up to this imbalance. Which move was the manipulation? Only the experts know. Oh boy. Oh boy. Which one was the manipulation? I have to decide. That's not helping me. I'm throwing my money away this there. The first move, right? The first move down was a manipulation or the pop up afterwards. Stop loss is way too tight because obviously we popped up right there. But I wasn't going to chase price. All of these, the intricate, intertwined nature of all of these things when it comes to trading. Mm. You have to really start to get to know yourself. You have to really get to know yourself. London session high. All right. You have to get to know yourself. And I'm upset about what happened in the last couple of days. And I am on the charts trying to trade, and I'm upset about what happened. Instead of me stepping aside and journaling, I am yeah, I really do. This is really I think everything we've done today has been revenge trading. We revenge traded for about an hour now. It's 10 a.m. and we popped up to this level. I try to study the macro and I try to study it's 10 a.m. we dropped down and we hit this and then we popped up. I try to study macros and I try to study, the silver bullet. And I can't understand the rhythm of it. I can't understand the rhythm of it. And because I think what I'm looking for is I'm looking for some sort of consistency. And that's the difference between what I my excuse me, my expectation and what's actually delivered on the chart. If that makes sense, right? So, mm, I think what I'm looking for is a tree. In general, we all know, see what I mean by manipulation? As it ran up here and then turned over and then dumped. Like, what are we doing here? What I would think I would want to do is I would sillily think I'm gonna buy this, but I shouldn't buy that. You see? I'm on the 15-second chart and I'm just looking at this. As this drops down in and pops up like this, shouldn't I sell that? Right? Ooh. Guys, if you guys are out here trying to trade and you have these same thought processes like this, maybe you shouldn't be trading. I'll give you that advice. I mean, and that's not personal. It's not personal advice to anybody to follow or not follow. The only thing that I would like you to do is like and subscribe and follow this channel. This is Trading Entertainment. Again, when it comes to manipulation on the charts, I can't tell the difference. I can't see through chart manipulation. That's why my trading averages are so low. Because when the charts go into their manipulations, I am more prone to interpret that as the move. If we're in a consolidation, it's going to happen even more so. You see, if we're in, right, see, like if this is a consolidation today, I'm gonna slide over to the 5 minute chart, take a bird's eye view. If this is a consolidation today, then I'm going to be more into about boom. We ran all the way down here, hit those wicks and turn over. Consolidation Rama. Be careful, be careful, be careful here, guys. Be careful here, guys. And again, like I said, I do not want to be a scalper. I hate that because you know what what the most painful thing about scalping is. And some of my favorite traders, they'll just take short moves and then you know, they'll take the base hits and that's not, excuse me, it's not really shade, but they'll take the base hits. But what I uh don't is I'll take the scalp from here to here, and then the market goes to here, right? I'll take the scalp from when I start scalping, and when I do, because I've tried it, right? Oh, I'll take the entry here and I'll exit here, and then it'll go to here, and that's the part that really hurts me when it comes to scalping. I'll take this entry here off of this retest of this level, and then I'll exit here, and I'm saying, oh, $100, 150, $200, and then it continues to here, and it's like, okay, well, if I'm participating in the move of the day or whatever the case is, then why would I take 100 trades if I could take one trade, right? Yeah, I don't know, but I have scalper stop losses. That's my problem too. I have scalper stop losses. What I mean by a scalper stop loss is the amount of money that I lose on a trade. I'll lose more. The amount of money if I got stopped out for $150. Why would it hurt? See, psychology, everybody, psychology. If I got stopped out for $150, why would I not take a trade that paid $150? Hmm? Think about it. If I got stopped out for $150, not, if a trade goes up $150 and I might get stopped out for 100, $200, why not just take the $200? Because I'm accumulating over and over and over all of the drawdown in the same fashion as I would if it were profit. 100 here, 200 here, 300 here, 400 there. See, just again, like this, another $230 trade. And I would wait and I would wait and I would wait. And you'd say, well, what are you waiting for? Well, of course, I'm waiting to see whether or not this level just drops down past this and continues. However, I would be immediately stopped out for a $200 trade if that was my stop loss. The painful part about, you know, trading like this, and I'd say painful. I mean painful as in responsibility, right? As you know, how responsibility, not the pain of response, not that responsibility is painful, but responsibility carries with it a certain amount of discomfort sometimes. And sometimes that discomfort is just 390, 375. While I'm talking about it, I'm talking myself into the idea. I'm trying to talk myself into the idea of just, look, they give you $500, take the 500. But I didn't, did I? There's that 200 again. Didn't, did I? 135 again. I didn't, did I? Nope. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. What time do we think that this consolidation will end? 12 o'clock? I think this consolidation might go to 12 o'clock. Sometimes if you make a definitive statement, the market, the ego of the market is like this. This consolidation is gonna go on till 12 o'clock. Watch. Because I made a definitive statement as if I'm an authority. The market itself has to either obey. The market is going to consolidate till 12 o'clock. Either it's going to obey. No, it's pissed at me. They knew what I was up to this time. You know, um, please, 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 please interpret my outburst today as mid-level frustration, if you would, please, if that makes sense. Mid-level frustration. I'm not enraged. I'm not, tripping. I'm not going off. I'm not slamming computers. And I've had those sensations. I've had those thoughts. Just of disgust with my own performance. Um, but yeah, I'm still short in this consolidation because it's primed. It's primed. 1394. That's enough for today. I don't really want to see you guys see me hit my max drawdown. I probably hit my limit. Emotionally, just focusing on the market and trying to get into a trade properly. I think that yeah, I think I've had enough of that. And it's it's important to be careful. And what I mean by it's important to be careful, I mean it's important to be careful not to um create very, very high expectations for yourself, um, and then not give yourself a chance to grow into those expectations, right? I really think that the market is kind of just rising on this sort of and I don't really like trend lines, but I recognize that there on a diagonal are certain levels that the market just kind of won't go beyond. So, um, let's see here. 150, 200, 195, 180. When I see 200 on a regular basis, I know something crazy is going to happen. Can I tell you how many times I've been in a trade, time and time again, back to back, back to back, back to back. The trade goes to 200, then turns on me. It goes to 200, then turns on me. It goes to 200, then turns on me. It goes to 200 and then turns. It goes to 200, then 500, then 700, then 1,000. Another thing to be careful of, if you're finding yourself into trades consistently, and then it's like every time I enter a trade, excuse me, it goes to 280, right? Something like this. And it seems like a consistent thing that happens for you on a regular basis. It hit that same level again and bounced again. right on that level, right on that level. I'm watching it because if we keep hitting that level, I don't think there is a certainty. I do not think it's a certainty. I think it's a possibility that we would move through it if we keep returning to that level. It's just a possibility. It's not a certainty. And the way that we've priced this level for, it's almost a certainty that it won't go below that level. Right? It's almost a certainty that it won't go below the level. Then I turn around, and I bring my stop loss back into play, back below my entry price, and then I sit, and then I sit. Um, what's the best outcome for this? Well, the best outcome is nothing. The best outcome for this particular trade is probably that if we were able to move below this level that we kept rejecting over and over and over, that's like 15, 20, 30 rejections. And if we were ever able to get down below that level to any, you know, decent range, then because of the $1,300 of drawdown, then we have the pleasure of breaking even on the day. It would just be my genuine pleasure. And I'm not saying that facetiously. It's just that is the definition of break even. If anybody ever wondered what the definition of break even was, it's when all of the trades you take, at the end of every trade that you've taken, you find yourself exactly at the beginning or lower, then you're in a very emotionally stressful point in your trading career. Because at least prior to that, you would tell yourself, I'm not doing I'm not trading to the level that I think I should be trading because I just don't know, right? I don't know what I'm doing. Then you start to break even, and then you start thinking something that's probably not true. You probably know what I'm doing. How do I think I know what I'm doing? Well, you take a $3,000 trade, or you take a $5,000 trade in a day, and it's your like it's in below your first hundredth, right? So it's not like you've done this 100 times. You made like $1,000 in a trade 100 times. It's below 100, right? I'm gonna say below 50. Like some people could say, "Oh man, I made $3,000 once. I made $2,500 once." When you get to the point where you can't really remember how many times you've done that, then you have a different sense, right? For me, I have the initial sense, and that initial sense is the break even feeling of what I'm doing, right? And that's how break even traders trade and feel. We're just on the cusp of I know what I'm not react. Am I trading a consolidation back and forth like this? Am I still doing this? Am I still doing this? Is this what I'm doing? Am I really sitting consolidation back and forth as if it's going to break out at 1024? Oh, that's pitiful. That's pitiful. That's pitiful. If you're doing that, stop it. I mean, it's 1024. Now, it's not 1025. 1025 is the last 5 minute candle. And so we might see something happen at 1030. But trading this consolidation back and forth like that, man, that's pitiful. That's pitiful. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the stream down for today. Man, this has been a great, great, great last few days. Um, and when a trader starts talking about how much they're growing, you know that means that they're not making any money. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I am growing. I'm growing stronger. I am growing more, more. I'm getting more from the market. Money? No, no, more. Yes, 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 yes. More, yeah, yeah. More money. No, I'm getting growth. I'm growing. I am expanding, and I am experiencing the trading life. Okay, well, this is what I want you guys to see. This is very, very risky. We're in a consolidation right now, and I called it and I said, "Oh man, we're going to go into a higher time frame consolidation. We're going to consolidate back and forth for a few minutes." Yeah, be responsible for your own trades. That's why I'm on the delay because this is just trading entertainment, and I'm Grady on the charts. Thank you guys for tuning in for this brutal massacre in the markets. It was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, it was stuff flying everywhere. It was horrible. Um, yeah, um, um, there were traders who were unhinged off their rocker. They were losing it. There were stop losses and entries being thrown back and forth like a dice at a casino. So yeah, this was a bad one. This was a bad one. Yeah. Like and subscribe. Please tune in. Please watch. Hey guys, look, follow the development. Follow the development. And one of the things about trading that I fear the most is that it would become one of those things where I would find myself um in an environment in the future where I should be partying, I should be excited, I should be celebrating, I should be loving life, I should be just, in the moment. And then I would be one of these traders who would be extremely profitable, but sad. Extremely profitable, but I made I made $300 million in the market, and I'm gonna tell you how I did it. Like where where what what I made millions of dollars in the market, and I don't want to no more. Okay, please. And so I think that's the struggle that we all have when people talk about be robotic or people say, disconnect from the outcome, disconnect from your emotions. A lot of people fail because when we get to the point where we're trying to disconnect from our emotions, we don't want to disconnect from our happiness, right? We want this to be a very high intensity. True. We want it to be high skill level. True. We want it to be high focus. True. Sometimes even high stress, right? But we don't want it to be uh void of life because I decided to trade. I don't think that's the point. And I know for a lot of traders, they're like, no, you have to sell it all. Okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. But what we really want to hold on to is we want to hold on to um not allowing the market to take away that part, right? Not allowing the market to take away your happiness because you're so focused on achieving a certain dollar amount coming from the market. If you can get the dollar amount and the happiness, then I think you really have won. But if your stomach is burning and you're stressing yourself out and you're pulling your hair out and you can't think or you can't be happy when everybody else is high-fiving and celebrating even the simplest of moments, and you lost something, right? You lost something. You gave away something that wasn't really worth that, right? So, um, I'm gonna keep saying stuff like that until I start making money. Then I'm gonna start mean mugging you people. I made 1 million in the market. All right, guys. Have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow.